What's up, YouTube? SalvoG here. Welcome back to another reaction video. This is going to be really awesome. Many of you guys know, and if you don't and you're new to the channel, I am a rather big Fleetwood Mac fan, I would say. In particular, Stevie Nicks. Can't help myself. But this is going to be an interesting video. This is Buckingham Nicks. Buckingham Nicks. And this is a VIP Patreon request, by the way, from Kona. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this intro because I'm going to read a large majority of this page. So if you're short on time, maybe come back because I do plan on reading a lot of this as I am rather interested and I want to do a little bit of a deeper dive here. All right, let's get started because I don't want to waste any more time. All right. By the way, the song Frozen in Love, which we will check out after I figure out a little bit more about this group. I've enlarged the page to make it easier for people to follow along as well. All right, Buckingham Nicks is the only studio album by the duo of American rock guitarist Lindsey Buckingham and singer Stevie Nicks, both of whom later joined Fleetwood Mac. Produced by Keith Olsen, the album was released in September 1973. All right. Now, the album was a commercial failure on its original release, and despite the duo's subsequent success, it is yet to be commercially remastered or re-released digitally. So we have not heard this album remastered at all, which is pretty interesting considering, like they said, the massive amount of success that they have experienced. Prior to recording the album Buckingham Nicks, Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks performed together in the band the Fritz Rabin. Help me out with that, you guys. The Fritz Rabin Memorial Band. The pair met while they were both attending Menlo Atherton High School in Atherton, California, south of San Francisco. At the time, Nicks was a senior in high school and Buckingham 1 year younger than she was, a junior. According to Nicks, they first met at a casual after-school Young Life gathering in 1966. Nicks and Buckingham found themselves harmonizing to what some accounts claim was a Beach Boys song, although Nicks herself claims they sang California Dreamin', a hit single by the Mamas and the Papas, in an interview she gave with The Source in 1981. I'm loving this background, by the way. Nevertheless, Nicks and Buckingham did not collaborate again together for another 2 years. In 1968, Buckingham invited Nicks to sing in Fritz, a band for which he was playing bass guitar and which included some of his high school friends. Nicks talks about joining the Fritz in an interview with US Magazine from 1988. I met Lindsey when I was a senior in high school and he was a junior, and we sang a song together at some after-school function. 2 years later, in 1968, he called me and asked me if I wanted to be in a rock and roll band. I had been playing guitar and singing pretty much totally folk-oriented stuff. So I joined the band, and within a couple of weeks, we were opening for really big shows. Jefferson Airplane, Janis Joplin. All of a sudden, I was in rock and roll within a few weeks. Wow, okay. Although Nicks and Buckingham had never performed their own original music while in Fritz, the band provided them with the opportunity to gain experience on stage, performing in front of crowds while opening for wildly successful rock and roll acts. Grace Slick of Jefferson Airplane, Janis Joplin of Big Brother and the Holding Company, and Jimi Hendrix, whom Fritz also opened for, would all prove influential on Nicks and her developing stage persona. The band manager, David Forrester, worked hard to secure a record deal for Fritz, despite their sound differing from the harder psychedelic music of their more popular contemporaries. The pair continued to perform with Fritz for 3 years until they finally dissolved in 1971. Having developed a romantic relationship in addition to their working partnership, Nicks and Buckingham decided soon afterwards to move from San Francisco to Los Angeles to pursue their dreams of being signed. Okay. Recording and production. So it looks like Nicks attended San Jose State University, studying speech communication. Buckingham joined her at college, also managing to balance school and music. They continued to write songs, recording demo tapes. Pardon me. They decided to drop out of college and move to Los Angeles to pursue the record deal, like we just found out. continued recording songs. Nicks worked several jobs as a hostess for Bob's Big Boy, a waitress at Clementine's, and as a cleaning lady for her record producer, Keith Olsen, to support both of them financially, because perhaps maybe Buckingham was so focused on music, she took a little bit more of the financial role in the relationship. They decided that it would be best for him not to work and to instead focus on honing his guitar technique. Well, there you go. That explains it. So it was not long before they met their engineer, Keith Olsen, it says. And they played some other music for Olsen, and they were impressed from what they heard. So soon after, Lasef was able to secure a distribution deal with Polydor. Nicks discussed the series of events in an interview with Island Ear in 1994. We had some great demos we shopped around. Over a period of time, we got a deal with Polydor and made our first album, Buckingham Nicks. We had a taste of the big time. We had great musicians in a big grand studio. We were happening. Things were going our way. But up until that point, I had been thinking of quitting it all and going back to school because I was sick of being miserable and I hate being poor. So they were grinding. And she was working as a waitress, doing whatever she could do to get some money to keep, their living expenses basically going while they focused on music and trying to find a deal. So that's really awesome. I commend her so much for that. So, promotion. In 1973, Nicks spent $111, which is $732 in today's dollars, on a white blouse for the cover shoot, but the photographer Jimmy Wachtel and Buckingham coerced Nicks to take her top off while shooting the cover. Nicks later recounted, "I was crying when we took that picture, and Lindsay was mad at me," he said. "You're just being a child. This is art." And I'm going, "This is not art. This is me taking a nude photograph with you, and I don't dig it." I thought, "Who are you? Don't you know me?" I couldn't breathe. But I did it because I felt like a rat in a trap. Oh, gosh. Despite their efforts, Buckingham Nicks was virtually ignored by the promotional staff at Polydor Records. Thanks, however, to airplay by several Birmingham, Alabama disc jockeys, the album got well received and exposure during the progressive rock evening hours, and the duo managed to cultivate a relatively small and concentrated fan base in that market. Elsewhere in the country, the album did not prove to be commercially successful and was soon deleted from the label's catalog. Disheartened, Nicks and Buckingham would spend much of the rest of 1973 continuing to work outside of the music industry to pay rent, with manager Martin releasing them from their management contract. However, shortly after the album's release, Mick Fleetwood, while evaluating recording studios, heard "Frozen Love" played back through studio monitors at Sound City by Keith Olsen. Fleetwood would go on to invite the duo to join his band, Fleetwood Mac, on New Year's Eve 1974. Later, Buckingham met with Fleetwood and Christine and John McVie at the Mexican restaurant El Carmen, with Nicks later joining the group after her waitress shift at Clementine's, still wearing her flapper costume. Oh, man. All right. I think we're going to get into the song now. That was a pretty long intro, but I enjoyed that so much. Learning a little bit of the history between these two as they found success through Mick Fleetwood after they had basically given up and went back to just working regular jobs so that they could pay rent. Man, that is really interesting. Well, let me know what you guys think about that intro. A little bit longer sometimes. I wouldn't do that all the time, but here I definitely wanted to do that. Let's get into the song now. This is Frozen Love. And here's the cover photo they were talking about.
as strong as me. And I may not care to teach you. It may be hard to keep up with me. I'll always be able to reach you. And if you go forward, I'll meet you there. And if you climb up through the cold, freezing air, look down below you, search out above, cry out loud for frozen love, love.
Mm.
Life gave me you there, the change was made. There's no beginning over. You are not happy, but what is love? Hate gave you me for lover. And if you go forward, I'll meet you there. And if you climb up through the cold, freezing air, look down below you, search out above, cry out loud for a frozen love,
Oh. Oh, I love them together like that. I love that. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh. I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit. In love. God, that is so fire. Oh my gosh. How is this not pushed? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Cry. Oh. Oh my gosh, I could repeat this over and over and over. I'm not going to do that for the sake of your time. But that was beautiful. Love that. Harmonizing between the two is magical. Oh my, I was so involved in the song and intrigued and interested that I completely forgot about the guitar solo that made it famous, basically, and recognized by Mick. That's how interesting the song was already. I'm like, oh crap, we're about to get into this wicked solo, because it kind of alludes to it somewhere over here, you know. And then you're like, oh, there we go, and then he just rips it. But man, I was feeling it before that. Oh, jeez. Beautiful lyrics, beautiful harmony. The arrangement was clever. Keeps you invested the entire way. 7 minutes. Fine. Make it 14. I don't care. That was awesome. Man, I just love them. I don't know what else to say. Let me know what you guys think about this longer 4-minute video. I know it's, almost 20 minutes now, so I'm not going to speak for much longer, but it's sometimes different and offers a little bit more context and background of the artist or the song. And some people find that interesting, some people don't. I know some people just like start the reaction, and it could vary sometimes. And I know it can go both ways. So every now and then I'll throw in a longer one like this. But once again, though, I want to say thanks to Kona for this particular request and suggestion / support. I appreciate it very much. Let me know what you guys think about this song as well, Frozen Love. But other than that, I super enjoyed this. I love Fleetwood Mac, all of them. And yeah, that's all I got. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you in the next one. All right, until then, peace.